Jump scare stamina mod. That's right, we're going back in time, 13 years back, and see how Warframe bosses have evolved. And to no one's surprise, things have gotten a lot better. But let's talk about that stamina mod for a moment, shall we? See, back when Warframe was released, you had stamina. You used it for sprinting, wall running, which we didn't get back in the latest update, the old piece, even though they said we would, and blocking. Yeah, you didn't automatically block with your melee weapon out, you pressed the block button and it used up stamina back then. And of course, sprinting. Now, a lot of games have stamina for sprinting or melee heavy attacks, that's nothing new. Games like Fallout and Skyrim use it, so it's pretty common. But things changed when the community wanted to go faster. Then came Xironium. But that's a topic for a different video. We're here to look at the bosses, how they've changed, some for the better, some worse. First up, the Jackal. Most people would have agreed back then that his stomp mechanic was the absolute worst, followed by the tracking missiles. But don't worry, by equipping Prime Skill Issue, a mod from the 400-day login, you can stand there and laugh in his face. Now, the Jackal has also been changed, where he changes fight arenas after you stab his ugly face once. Sorry Jackal, that pimple on your left cheek was bothering me, I had to stab it. Now his introduction is a cute little robot that gets stomped to bits. Rest in peace, little one. You have to evade laser walls, missiles, and his stomp now. Take out a limb by shooting an arrow in it, and stab his face multiple times until he malfunctions. I guess turning it off can solve your issues. But what you should turn off is that subscribe button. Make sure it's clicked, and follow me over on Twitch for live shenanigans. Now, back to the bosses. Second, we have Captain Vor, who was painted red? That's right, Vor used to look like a normal Grenier foot soldier who had a run-in with a Ferrari, went splat for a second and ran back to Mommy Grenier Queen. Over the years, he's been changed quite a bit, and was turned into the introduction of the game by giving us an ankle monitor. Who do you think you are, Vor? A space cop? Leave that for Dommy New Loca. Anyway, his fight went from being over in a second to having mandatory health gate phases. Which makes sense as he's the first boss in the game currently. You wanna leave a good impression, I guess. After his first appearance, his arena has changed as well in 2025, giving us the boss fight we have now. With even a secret hard mode boss that you can do with specific Warframes to get unique glyphs. Now Let's Krill will team up with Vor later, but for now he's being a little bipolar with temperature. Like an absolute unit, he will health tank your shots while thinking he's Mr. Freeze from Batman with his hammer. He's been relocated to Mars ever since, where it's a lot harder, but you still have to dismantle the tubes on his back. And I think this is what Faye Heck meant with the Tube Man.
Tube Man.
Who even is Let's Krill? Whatever the case is, if you need to do the melee combo count challenge for a Riven, best look him up and start thrashing. But be careful once the tubes pop, as he gets excited for the kill. But it won't be him doing the killing. And so we come to the strongest boss in the game, the Sergeant. This is kind of a meme in my Twitch chat, as even a sortie level Sergeant is a right pushover. See, back in the day, you could melt him with a simple dual pistol setup, and not a lot has changed here. He doesn't stand out as a boss, has no mechanics, and honestly, I never thought I'd beat an assassination target when I started playing until the Lotus said good work. Thanks, Mom. He was really hard, I was scared. Now generals are plenty in the Grenier army, and Zarga's Rock went from a wet rag to a blazing inferno. The old bosses in Warframe never really had any voice lines, case in point Kayla the Flame, we'll get to her in a bit. But this little shit, this steaming pile of napalm, was a right doozy if you didn't know what he could do. From once again being melted by a simple dual pistol setup, he gained more power, more armor than Iron Man did with his Mark 42. From looking like a normal foot soldier to being an amalgamation of napalm, oversized shoulders like the hunchback from Notre Dame, and had an attitude that needed adjusting. And so we did, firing at the 3 bright white spots on his armor to trigger a core meltdown. I guess he rocked off to be cloned again. Okay, now who remembers the hyena pack? Okay, settle down, stop laughing. This little cousin of the ambulance was meant to be an apex predator, the one from the corpus to hunt you down. Besides these Sanuka, of course. And while I do miss the old Tal set where the hyena was, they have since multiplied and started tag teaming you. Kind of like the Hulk and Big Show, except more metallic and dumber, I think. They also went to therapy to figure out their identity. Instead of looking like a jackal, they now look a lot more like an apex predator. If only they'd stop clinging to walls like cats. You're not a cat, stop thinking I'm a chew toy. But speaking of the ambulers, this little guy was hardly a boss back in the day. They'd rather run away and take pot shots than actually try to fight you. And if they did, it's more than likely they'd kick you. But alas, due to corpus inflation, a lack of better programming, they still remain a little guy. You hack their ass quite literally, as the console for it is on their ass, and wait for the corpus ship to collect them. Like a true taxman, the corpus want their money back, but, you know, we blew up their ship. Sorry, if I can't have the little robot guy, no one can. Let's shift our attention to the infestation from 13 years ago. They supposedly had centuries to grow, and the golem was supposed to be the #1 infestor to rule them all. But I mean, you could do a finisher on him. It's a Oh, he grew up. Since his first appearance, the golem has now evolved into a ship. There's an actual quest line to get to him, dialogue, and honestly, good for him. He bulked up, got some gains, got pissed, and commandeered the ship. Now it's up to you to take him out of the sky. Besides generals, there is a counselor among the Grineer, and his name is Vehek. And much like Zarga's Rock, they transformed themselves into something they were never meant to be. This asthmatic boss now sports the latest and greatest in Tenno go fuck yourself tech, but he's scared to use it. So scared in fact, that he keeps running away. Until we slide down a sewer waste pipe and he starts mocking us like he has one final trick. Which is a giant bird suit from the looks of it. He smokes a pack a day, loves birds so much he became one, and my god, he's annoying to listen to. Just like your mother-in-law. I think we should wrap this up, because Vehek made me deaf. Can anyone translate what Kayla just said? I think she said shoot me, but I'm not sure. But fear not. After years of torture, she made her own torture chamber with orbital laser cannons, a bulletproof room, and somehow still lacks the intellect to remove the failsafe devices from all 4 corners of the arena. She's pompous, she's a showwoman, and now she's 100% absolutely stomped to death, and memed on for being a loudmouth. Which makes sense. Gaining a following means you turn into a loudmouth. It's something that some content creators know all too well. Quick, someone hide Kome. Whoa, what are we doing for it? I'm not that kind of Tenno. So the honorable mention is this guy, who I guess tries to hump you. Weird, DE, really weird. His defense is high and has claimed the lives of many Tenno who thought, oh, it's an invasion, that's easy. Well, you guessed wrong. He can and will hurt you as a baby Tenno. But it's kinda sad seeing him go from a boss-like creature to just an invasion mini-boss. And just like with any mini-boss, we have a pocket pixie who can take care of him without so much as breaking a sweat. So, do let me know in the comments what you think of the first few OG bosses in Warframe. Did they get their glow up, or did their light fade? Thank you for watching, I love you, and stay hydrated.